this is gonna be my video diary because I'm pregnant. I'm a yapper and I want to tell everyone now. It's been very hard not to. I found out on Saturday. It will have been almost a week since I found out on Saturday. The funny thing is, Friday night, last Friday, I was sitting with Ozzy and David and my husband, and we were just watching TV, watching movies, and I felt this like cramping, and it wasn't early enough for it to be like, or it was too early for it to be like period cramps, and I was like, that's strange. I'm gonna take a pregnancy test in the morning, which has never, that thought has like never really occurred to me, to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna take a pregnancy test. That must be what this is. So I did on Saturday morning, and it was positive, and we all freaked out, and I obviously told Ozzy and David. Art was the first one to know, actually. Art was awake, and I was actively texting Art, and I was like, hey, do you see 2 lines on this test? And Art was like, yeah, bestie. So that was exciting. And then I told Aiden, woke him up and told him. And then I told Ozzy and David because I didn't think I could be a normal person that day if I did not tell them. I would be excited and they wouldn't know why. I can still have coffee, just 1 cup. I am officially, as of today, only 4 weeks along. So, like, exactly 4 weeks along. So tomorrow I will technically be entering the 5th week. So it'll be 4 weeks in 1 day, if that makes sense. The math for this is crazy. If you don't know the math for pregnancy, it's wild. It starts at the first day of your last period. So like the baby didn't even exist, wasn't even a thought in the first 2 weeks of this alleged pregnancy, which is wild. So yeah, at the moment, I have been testing every other day, so that's something that you do. I'm just telling you guys this because nobody told me any of these things. I had to read about them. You test every other day once you get a positive, just so that you can tell that, like, the HCG, which is the hormone that your body produces when you're pregnant, just so you can tell that it is doubling. It should double about every 48 hours, especially early in your pregnancy, and then that stops after, I think, the first trimester. Or like it slows down, it doesn't stop. The first couple of tests, it took like the full 3 minutes, and the second line showed up about halfway through, whatever. This morning, the test had the second line before I even took it out of the cup. My body was like, you're pregnant, please stop worrying about it. As of today, this is when my period should have started, so I think I'll give it a couple of days, but we are most likely in the clear for a chemical pregnancy not occurring. A chemical pregnancy is essentially where the things meet the egg, they've met, but they didn't successfully implant into the uterus, and so you end up having a later period, and you do test positive for your pregnancy test, but generally the HCG, the line getting darker faster, slows down or dips, and that is not happening for me. Also, another thing that is a positive is I take my body temperature every morning, and it is increasing, which is a good sign. It's supposed to do that. Normally at this time in my cycle it would start decreasing. So what are things that I'm experiencing? I'm super bloated, which is gross and annoying. I hate it. I've also had a pretty consistent headache. I think part of it is also like the weather, and my allergies have been really bad. So I think it's probably that too, so I can't blame that completely on the thing that I'm calling the parasite right now. I have been so tired. I feel like I am not getting enough sleep, which is not true. We're going to bed at like 10 p.m. and even then I'm like, we could go to bed at 9. Then I'm falling asleep super fast, and I'm not fully staying awake. Sometimes I'm waking up at like 3 a.m. I think it's because my body is like, hey, you've slept a lot, actually. You don't need more sleep. But then I wake up and I'm like, but I'm still so sleepy. I'm so tired. Last night, 10 p.m. Oh, it was like 9:50, and I was like, can we go to bed? And Aiden was like, oh, I'm not ready yet. And I was like, can we please go to bed? I'm so tired. He was like, okay, yeah, we can go to bed. And because I'm so tired, my brain is just like, every time someone asks me something, I'm like, no, I'm tired. Don't ask me that. we are going to go ahead and tell my parents this week, which is very, very early. Most people wait until 12 weeks in. However, I'm a yapper. I don't shut the fuck up ever. Not telling you guys right now, very hard. So we are going to tell my parents on Friday at dinner. My mom's going to cry. I hopefully will keep up with this little diary and we'll end up putting that footage here and just like have this as a big video of my pregnancy diaries, or like several videos. I plan to announce it to you guys at about 6 months. So we got a lot of time because I am just now entering into the 2nd month, which is crazy that I am entering into the 2nd month of pregnancy. But yeah, we're going to tell parents this weekend just because 1, it's very hard not to tell everyone, and 2, I'm a yapper, and 3, my parents see me too often for them not to be concerned with the fact that I want to sleep all the time right now. They would think something is wrong. So I literally also thought I was going through a depressive episode on Thursday. No, it's not that I was going through a depressive episode. It's that I was developing life. So right now the fetus is the parasite is the size of a poppy seed or of a grain of salt on a pretzel. Crazy, right? And it is growing organs. I have organs growing inside my organs. But yeah, that's it. So that's my diary entry for today. I don't know how often I will do these, but hopefully I keep up with it and edit it, and it's a fun time. So surprise.
Andy was being mean to me because the hats don't look good when I wear them front ways.
Yeah.
You see?
Let me see them front ways. They look good both ways.
What they do?
Yeah. Looks good that way, Dad. Dad.
Mm-hmm.
What? Are you kidding me?
No.
Just 4 weeks and 2 days, so it's very early, but...
Oh my gosh, congratulations! Wow!
You
guys knew that we're gonna make you turn the hat around. Both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! We need to hurry!
Hello. Today I am 5 weeks pregnant. Not feeling great. If hearing about people talk about food stuff and like being nauseous and stuff is not a great feeling, or is not great for you, skip this update. I feel like shit. Aiden has been closing a lot, which is really hard on me. Let me make it about me real quick. He is closing a lot, and so he doesn't get home until 10, and so we don't go to bed until like 11, and so I don't fall asleep until like 11:30, but then my body's waking me up at 5 because I have to go to the bathroom. I constantly have to go to the bathroom. The food aversion started on Friday the 11th, so it's almost been a week since food aversion started. So yeah, exhausted. I was like exhausted anyway, but then now I'm also not getting enough sleep, so love it here. I woke up very nauseous this morning. This is a Monday. I woke up very nauseous, but I just needed to I ate an orange and 3 cuties actually. And I was still really nauseous, but then I ate chicken nuggets and it was fine. I didn't feel nauseous anymore. Today I woke up super nauseous and I ate a slice of cheese pizza and I still feel super nauseous. So that's cool. That's great. Another thing, I self-soothe, self-stim, whatever, by chewing on my hands. I've done this for years. I have calluses all over my hands because of it. I don't really talk about it because it's embarrassing to me. I can't do that because it's making me nauseous. Very annoying. We've told a lot of family, as hopefully editing me has put here. But yeah, this is my 5-week update. I feel terrible. Oh, we scheduled our prenatal appointment. The first one will be August 27th, which will put me at 11 weeks. I am debating on doing a HCG blood test, which I can get either through CVS or I can self-order it from LabCorp for $49, or getting a private ultrasound at 8 or 9 weeks, which I can do for $69, just because waiting until 11 weeks feels like a really long time to wait. I hate that. So we'll see. But there's your 5-week update. I feel terrible. That's my update, as I feel gross. Okay, thanks, bye. Hi. So, good morning. It is the 23rd of July. I am officially 6 weeks pregnant, entering into my 7th week. So pregnancy math is a little bit dumb that way. So officially 6 weeks pregnant, but also officially entering my 7th week of pregnancy. What does that mean? Don't ask me. Symptoms. I'm nauseous. I'm so nauseous sometimes that it's stupid. I'm not sick. I'm just nauseous. The only thing that's made me ill, like actually ill, was one time Cotter yawned too close to my face. Y'all don't know this because you don't live here. My dog's breath is something horrendous, and I knew that, but now that I have a sense of smell for the first time in my life, it's like outrageously bad. So nauseous, other symptoms, I'm so tired. I'm just like literally exhausted. This is also the only thing I can think about 24/7. Everyone is talking, anybody talks to me about anything, I can't focus on it. I don't care. It's not important to me because I can only focus on the fact that I'm pregnant. I made a heart last week. The heart is pumping, it is working. I've made kidneys, there are eyes. We've got little arms and legs happening. It's a whole thing. Terrifying. I told my grandparents over the weekend when I saw them, mostly because I need them to not smoke around me because they smoke in their house, and old Southern people thing, you know, and I just needed them to not smoke around me, and that went well. They are very excited. It is my grandparents' 15th great-grandchild. There are a few things that I'm like forgetting, but it's not that bad. The pregnancy brain thing doesn't really start until your 2nd trimester from the research that I've seen, so that's good. My appointment is still about a month away, and I hate that. Part of me wants to pay for a private ultrasound, but I'm not going to. That's expensive. We've told most of our close friends. I've told a couple of people at work. The reason that I've told people at work is because I'm so tired and so sick, and I needed to like apologize. Like, hey, sorry if I like suddenly go away, or like if I'm not as responsive, it's because I'm sick. It's because I'm probably in the bathroom, or because I'm asleep at my desk by accident. Telling my team lead was fantastic. She has 3 kids, and she was like, I've been through this 3 times, and my former lead was a woman, and she did not give me the support that I would have wanted, and so I'm so happy that I get to give you the support that I wish I had had. So you need anything, you know, you let me know. You need me to cover, you need me to handle something, or if you feel like I've put too much on your plate, you just let me know. And I was like, cool. Also, keep giving me work, because if I don't, like, I need something else to focus on, because literally, again, all I can think about is being pregnant. I will also say, every time that I have a good day, so yesterday was a good day. I wasn't super nauseous. I was only a little bit tired. Like, I had energy. And what did I do with that energy? I played video games because I've been too tired to play video games most of the time. I could have done chores. I didn't. I assume I'm not pregnant. I assume something happened, which is dumb. We are officially out of the chemical pregnancy window, which is great. That means right now there's really only a couple of risks left for the first trimester, and each week that I get through, that risk goes down for bad things to happen. At the moment, I think the big things would be a miscarriage, which is where you have all of the pregnancy symptoms, your body is prepping you for being pregnant, but there's nobody home. There's nobody in there. That's a very rare thing to occur from what I've seen, so I don't think that's likely. And then the other would be an ectopic pregnancy, which is where the pregnancy develops, I think, outside of the uterus or something, in the tube instead of in the uterus. And that cannot, like, it has to be removed. I feel like I would be in pain if I was having an ectopic pregnancy, and the early pregnancy cramps that I was experiencing have mostly gone away. So, what else symptom-wise? Oh, I've been a little moody. Just a little moody. It's weird, I'm mostly tone sensitive, so like, if Aiden says something in a way, it hurts my feelings. It's very weird. That's not who I am as a person generally. I'm a harsh person generally, and this has been a strange experience. Oh, and my boobs hurt. They feel swollen and they hurt. Again, less today than they have in a while, so for whatever reason, the last couple of days have been a little bit easier. I think from what I've seen, most people really suffer through the 8th through 10th week, so maybe my body's just like giving me a quick break before things really ramp up, but we will see. I will update you guys once I'm 7 weeks pregnant and in my 8th week, and we'll talk later. Hello, I am 7 weeks pregnant today. We looked at some what's called like ultrasound boutiques. Getting a boutique or a private ultrasound, because waiting until the end of August is going to make me crazy. It is the 30th of July, so once Aiden gets his schedule for the next week, I think I'm going to see if I can schedule that, because I would like to see that there's a guy in there. I don't know, I have no idea. For weird symptoms, I have a birthmark here. I don't know if I've talked about this. I have a birthmark here, and can you see it today? Sometimes you can, I think you can. The camera picks it up. Most of the time you can't see it because it only really shows up if I've been crying. It's something about blood flow or something where it just like it's like flush and then it shows up right there. It's been showing up a lot since I got pregnant, so that's been interesting. There was something else. Oh, I struggled to watch a horror movie. Yeah, that was the other thing. We were watching Bring Her Back, and I was really excited to watch Bring Her Back. Like, this was the thing I was really excited about. And I really struggled to watch it. It made me much more reactive than horror usually does, so that was strange. I have been so nauseous. Last night I was in tears asking Aiden, I was like, will I ever feel okay again? Because I just don't think I'm ever gonna feel okay again. It hits me usually in the evening, like really bad. Like my body just feels really bad by 2 p.m. and then it just stays bad. I am struggling to stay awake. I'm so tired. Work is hard because I'm so tired. If I don't work out, which I don't every day. I used to work out every single day during my lunch break. I don't now. But if I don't work out and then go sit on the couch, there's like a 50-50 chance that I end up working from the couch for the rest of the day because I'm so exhausted. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But the nausea's been pretty rowdy. I like got motion sickness from doing a workout. I've gotten motion sickness from walking around. Nothing is coming up. It's not that. It's just like this persistent nausea where everything is just like, there was a day where I thought I was just gonna, for no reason, but it's been a big thing for me that I don't like to throw up. I don't. And so I can generally keep myself from throwing up. And that's kind of, I think, what I've been doing because I don't like it. My body hurts. It feels achy and swollen everywhere. Also, another thing, I've been super congested, which is apparently also a pregnancy thing, so that's cool. But yeah, we're gonna do the boutique thing, so hopefully, you know, by this time next week, I will know if that's, like, on the table, like, if we've been able to schedule it. I'm excited about that. And that's really it. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna be telling my middle brother because they'll be in town, so that'll be cool. I've determined, you know, if all goes well at my appointment at the end of August, I will be telling you guys this, like posting this video mid-September. I was gonna wait until 6 months, but I will be out of my first trimester by then. And I don't know how long I can hold off in vlogs because I feel miserable. And it's hard not to complain every single time. So because of the way that my vlogs are spaced out, I can technically start telling you guys before before the announcement actually comes up, because the vlogs will come after the announcement. So yeah, we'll see. You're blocking my camera. But that's it. So I'll talk to you guys later. See you next week. We have entered week 8. Or rather, we are entering week 9. We have finished week 8 of pregnancy. I am struggling. Yesterday was a fucking struggle. Today is a fucking struggle. I want to call out. I don't feel well. It's just increasingly ramping up and getting bad. I feel like the symptoms and stuff that I've talked about I'm repetitive. Like, I finally edited the footage that I have thus far, and it's very repetitive. And it's because it's all of the same symptoms, but they just keep increasing. I am excited though. Tomorrow we're gonna go get a private ultrasound done, so we will get to see baby, hopefully. The worst comes to worst, I am, because of the way that my cycle works and when I ovulated, I actually track all of those things that I have this whole time. That's the reason that we were able, most likely, to get pregnant as quickly as we did, because I've been doing this since 2019 as a way to not get pregnant, and so now this is how, right? So I know when I ovulated, and I have a guesstimation of when this happened. So that's only about a week off of my last menstrual cycle, which is the date that they generally use to estimate your due date until you get like an actual dating ultrasound, which I am going in for dating ultrasound. Get away from my cereal tomorrow. So why are you wet? What I was trying to say here before I got distracted by the cat was that worst comes to worst, I am a week behind. So instead of being 8 weeks in one day, I will be 7 weeks in one day, based on the timing that I was talking about. A dating ultrasound tomorrow. So they'll be able to tell us more accurately kind of when the due date is, like where the baby's at growth-wise, if there's a baby in there, if everything looks okay. This is a private ultrasound, so they can't give me any medical advice, but they can say, hey, I think you need to go see your OB if anything looks a little bit off, which is fine. I am prepared for that. Not emotionally, but like mentally, I know what I need to do. We'll also get to hear the baby's heartbeat. So that's all very exciting. Cravings wise, I was watching a YouTube video yesterday and they went to Cheesecake Factory, and we used to go to Cheesecake Factory to like celebrate some stuff if we didn't want to spend a ton of money, but we wanted to like go on a little date. We would go to Cheesecake Factory at a mall near where Aiden lives, which is unfortunately still the closest Cheesecake Factory to me, which means it's like 30 to 40 minutes from here. And I used to get this like super cheesy pasta and this gluten-free Ghirardelli cheesecake. I want that pasta so bad now, like so bad. Everything in my house sounds disgusting. Yesterday and today, water is gross. Water tastes horrible. Everything actually kind of tastes weird. I'm currently at a stance that my entire house smells bad. Don't know what that's about. The laundry room is horrible, and also the sink is terrible. I hate the sink and I wish we could blow it up. I'm not having any like food aversions. I am doing that thing where I will be like, yeah, Aiden, get me fries, and then I don't want them. So that's cool. It's not like, I'm not like, ew, this is disgusting, but I'm like, I don't want this anymore. It is very difficult to get anything done. I am exhausted. I saw somebody else talking about her first trimester, and she was like, yeah, it's hard to get stuff done, but also I have no motivation to do it either. And my motivation to doing things is already low because of my ADHD. Like, if it's boring, I have no desire to do it. I will still manage to do it if I need to. Like, I have to gamify it and all of these things, and I've shown you all of these things in my blogs and stuff. I can't even gamify it. I can't. I literally yesterday was laying in bed, or laying on the couch, and I was like crying because I didn't think I was going to make it to make my husband dinner. which also I didn't. I texted my group chat. I don't know where my phone is. I texted my group chat. I need to find my phone. The things that I cried about yesterday. Let's see. Maybe editing me can put a screenshot in too. Reasons I cried yesterday. Aiden had to make his own dinner. I felt really bad about that. He brought me cheesesteaks from home. Cheesesteaks. Cheesecake Factory is too far away. Aiden said he would take me to Cheesecake Factory on his day off tomorrow, but I think that it's too far. A Dropouts episode called Don't Cry. Beauty and the Beast, the movie. Tybalt made me mad, and so I yelled at him, and then he looked really sad, and so then I cried. What if there's no baby and I'm being crazy? And Aiden offered to get me McDonald's at 10 p.m., but it was too late to get McDonald's, even though I wanted McDonald's. That's the other craving. I really want McDonald's. Like breakfast, the breakfast at McDonald's. I don't know what that's about. I think largely I just don't want anything in my house. What else? Oh, feeling super clingy and super codependent. I want to be wrapped up around the people that I love. I am not that person. I'm not a snuggly person. I'm not a cuddly person. I'm not that person. I want 25/8. I want to be with my husband or with my parents, because those are the people that like I love so intensely. And I feel almost bad about it, except that they're all very much more loving than I am, so they're probably ecstatic. I'm also not a crybaby, so this has been just in general very strange for me to be crying constantly about nothing. Sometimes I will be just sitting at my desk and too many people message me at once and I start crying. Okay, cool. I think I've gone up a cup size. That's weird. That's not cool. A thing they don't tell you, or nobody told me, constipation happens. And I hate that. So I have been I have powdered magnesium, and I've been making that with some sweet tea in the evenings, decaf sweet tea, and then eating Cheerios in the mornings to help. Hate that. Hate that. 0 out of 10. Do not like. Currently my stance is that I hate this. I am not having fun. This is not a fun time. I don't feel beautiful and glowing and awesome. I feel tired. I feel like I am in the trenches. Somebody asked me, how have you been doing? I'm in the fucking trenches. Also, people say weeks 8 through 10 are the worst, so I have that to look forward to. This was a very long update. That's because I've been thinking about it. You guys might get some extra footage of the ultrasound, because that's tomorrow. We will see. Okay, bye. Hi, good morning. It is the 13th of August. I'm in my 9th week. I'm 9 weeks. I'm actually past 9 weeks. Oh, it's new. I'm feeling better, considerably better. That started over the weekend. I started to feel less hellish, so that's exciting. We did get to see baby on Thursday, so editing me, you should put the thing there. We got to see baby, we got to see the heartbeat. That was really exciting, because you can see the heartbeat. I didn't understand that, I think, until I actually saw it, so that was cool. Yeah, symptom-wise, I'm considerably more emotional than I've probably ever been in my whole life. That's wild. I'd just be crying about everything. My brother and his family are in town, and my nephew has a cough, and he just sounded so pitiful, and I was like, trying not to cry. So that's strange. It's not me at all. I'm not used to it. Food-wise, I don't really know that I'm craving anything. Eating a lot of cheesy stuff, eating a lot of meats. Meats don't bother me. Weirdly enough, I feel like a lot of people say that meat bothers them, but it hasn't bothered me at all. There was like one day where the smell of eggs was like absolutely not, but this hasn't been it. Sunday, I had my niece, who's like 13, was eating, I don't know why I'm telling you her age, was eating chocolate chips, and I was helping her with the D&D thing, and I couldn't even think straight because of the smell. And so I sat down across from her and I still couldn't think straight from the smell. And Dad ended up taking it, putting it in the fridge, and I got a insane migraine. And the struggle is that I can't take anything for it. And I've never had a migraine where I couldn't take anything for it. I've always had access to, ibuprofen or whatever. and I did not. So, or could not. And so that was pretty bad. That was rough. I didn't sleep. But then after that, like, you know, Saturday and Sunday, both days, I felt okay. I still get nauseous, like underlying nauseous, but it's not. And sometimes when people talk about stuff, I'm like, don't talk about that. Do not talk about that. But for the most part, it's been alright. I think the big thing is constipation is still killing me. Not to get too descriptive, but like before, everything moved pretty consistently. Once a day, we were good. We were golden every day. Now it's like once every 4 days, and it doesn't feel great. It's a bit painful. So that sucks that I eat these bagels in the morning and they have a ton of fiber in them. I'm eating a lot of fruit, so I'm hoping that eventually that will balance out. I don't know. I now have a tiny baby bump. What I was showing before was a lot of bloat. So at this point I do have a little bit of a baby bump. So maybe editing me will put in a clip like I have been. And yeah, I have determined that once we have our appointment on the 27th, because I'll be exiting my first trimester, if everything is well in that appointment, then this video will go up, and then the next week I will be talking about this in vlogs, so that'll be cool. So I'll be able to do like an announcement by then too. But that's kind of it. That's kind of it that's going on this week. Yeah, per the measurements, the baby is measuring a few days ahead of what was expected. Like, I should just now be entering my 9th week, but based on the measurements, the baby's 5 days ahead. So I'm like 9 weeks, 5 days. So I'm like in my 10th week already. So that's wild. But yeah, 2 more weeks until we go see the doctor. So I'm gonna finish eating my breakfast and I will see you guys next week. Hello. I am 10 weeks today. It is August the 20th and I am 10 weeks. In my 11th week. I am almost out of the first trimester. For symptoms, I am not as tired and I am not as nauseous. I still get nauseous if I don't eat every 2 hours, which is a little bit rough. And I still am, like, by the end of the day, pretty exhausted, but I'm not, like, sitting at my desk falling asleep exhausted anymore, so I'll take it. Some other symptoms that have gotten increasingly worse would be, like, the constipation thing. That's not fun, and I am not enjoying it. But I'm figuring it out. I'm finding solutions. Next week will be my first OB appointment, so I haven't met with the doctor at all this whole time, which I hate that. The baby is growing skin today. Huh? Gross. Baby's growing skin. I am... What else? They say to get your animals used to the sound of babies, you should play baby noises around them leading up to the birth. So we've been watching Teen Mom. Aiden hates it. He hates that we're watching Teen Mom, but we've been watching Teen Mom, and I've been enjoying it immensely. Some other things, I don't know if I talked about this, horror movies that have children in them, very hard for me right now. That's crazy. I love horror movies, so what's that about? Everything in my house smells and tastes gross. I hate everything in my house. I only want to eat things that didn't come from my house. Huh? Don't know. I've been trying to do a few more chores here and there because I've been struggling to do them. I cleaned the counters today. Haven't done that in who knows how long. Luckily Aiden knows how to do most of the chores and can do them. I think it's a matter of, like, he's also tired from working and taking care of me, so totally fair. I have been emotionally, I've been up and down. The really funny thing, and I don't remember if I talked about this last week, for every time that I'm like sobbing, sad, whatever, over nothing, I'm also just cracking up at everything. So like, some things do make me cry way more than I ever did before, but so many things make me laugh, and I laugh hard, and I like feel the joy. So if anybody's ever talked about like pregnancy emotions and how hard it is, 100%, totally, don't disagree with that. But also the immense joy is crazy. It's crazy. I have been getting anxious, just like low-grade anxiety. That used to happen to me a lot when years ago, when I basically a lot of my life, I had really slow digestion, and so we cut out gluten, and that helped a lot, and I wasn't as low-grade anxious anymore. I feel like because pregnancy slows down your digestion so much, that's what's happening here, is something about gluten makes me kind of anxious. But I'm not giving up gluten, so because it's one of the few things I can stomach, so I'm not giving it up. You can fight me. Yeah, I have a little bit of a baby bump that's not just bloat. That's exciting. Terrifying, but exciting. And I also, some things that do give me anxiety is like the stomach issues is making me have light cramp, like a light cramp, which is completely normal and expected for stomach issues, like where the cramping is happening and what it feels like when I had digestive issues. So it's not a red flag. I don't have any other symptoms that would make it a concern outside of digestion, like make it a concern about baby, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I know all those logical things. I'm still anxious about it. So I think next week having my first appointment with the OB will be really helpful, because then I'll get confirmation that like the baby's growing just fine, that it didn't stop growing between when we got the ultrasound and next week, and I'll be able to get some blood tests done and stuff just to like see how things are going. So, and talk about my meds and whatever. They'll do a blood draw. They'll tell me how my health is. I genuinely am sitting here growing a whole person, and I'm like going in blind, which not blind. I'm somebody who's worked really hard to educate myself on the reproductive system within women and like what it looks like. But when it comes to my own body and like what's happening inside of it, I can't just do a blood test on myself. So I don't know what's happening there. And I am a nosy bitch. I'd like to know what's going on. Is everything fine? I don't think that's very unusual though. So I'm actually talking to Marissa, who you've probably seen on the channel a couple of times, just like in my vlogs and stuff. She's one of my best friends. She is in her 3rd trimester and she's due next month. So as I enter my 2nd trimester, she will be having her baby. She and I are texting about it, and she's like, yeah, I was like, you know, anxious about those things too, but then like by the time the appointments came, it was like not a whole lot you can do in the 1st trimester. And I think that is very true, but that does not make it easier on me. So that's my update. I will talk to you guys next week, and hopefully after the OB appointment, and one more update after that. And then that'll be it for this announcement video, this long update announcement video thing of my whole 1st trimester. So, bye! Hi! It's Friday instead of Wednesday. Fucked up, my bad. I didn't. Because what happened was I went to the doctor, actually, finally. I have officially met my OB. Oh my gosh, I really like her. For context, although editing me will put it up in the corner, I am 11 weeks and a few days. Generally, I update on the actual, like, Wednesday, which is when I hit 11 weeks. So I'm at 11 weeks and 2 days. I think that makes sense. So I'm 11 weeks and 2 days. Baby, we got to see baby again. We got to hear heartbeat. Heartbeat was super clear. Super, super clear. Heartbeat was 158 beats per minute, which is expected. Like that's baby's heartbeats go very fast. It was crazy. It was like very, very evident. Baby was sleeping, so not a lot of movement, but that's okay. It wasn't anything to be concerned about. It was early in the morning, and honestly, I hadn't eaten or had coffee yet, so it makes sense that baby was probably like, fuck you, I'm asleep. If you are wanting to get pregnant at any point and you don't know this, or you have someone you love that might get pregnant at any point and you don't know this, the first ultrasounds in the 1st trimester are generally transvaginal, which means it's a long, scary thing, and they insert it inside you. Because of my gluten intolerance stuff that I dealt with before I ever started this channel, I've actually already had one of those ultrasounds done so that they could look at my ovaries to make sure everything was fine and it wasn't my ovaries that were causing me severe pain. It wasn't. My ovaries looked great. So I already kind of knew what it felt like, what it would look like. So that was kind of nice that it wasn't alarming. My OB was great. She kind of told me everything that was happening as it was happening. It was the first time we met her. I liked her a lot. She raised a couple of concerns about a couple of different things, but they weren't like huge things. They were just like, hey, these are things that we want to look at a little bit more. But it didn't seem like she was super concerned about it. my ADHD medication was a topic, so I'm going to talk about it with my psychiatrist later, but my OB has officially confirmed that it is okay for me to take. So I wanted to talk to my OB first, and then I can tell my psychiatrist, hey, my OB is comfortable with it. Are you comfortable with it? My plan is to half my dose because I can survive on that. I tried to not take it for about a week and a half, and no, that's not sustainable for me. That is not, with the way that my hormones are, with everything that's going on in my body right now, I need what little semblance of foundational stability that I can possibly get. You might have your opinions about me taking my medication during my pregnancy. That's up to you. Please don't comment it in the comments, because I've done a lot of research and I understand what I'm doing, and I understand the choice that I'm making, and I understand the plan that I have. I'm not involving y'all in the intimate details about what choices I'm making with regards to that specifically, because I know there's a lot of conversation. Something that is important to know though, if you do have opinions or you've looked loosely at the studies, a lot of them were done on animals or people who abuse their medications. I don't fall into either category. I am not a rat, nor do I abuse my medications. Okay, cool. Moving on from that topic. Everything was great. Aiden also really, really liked our OB. And I can put some of the ultrasound pictures here. I will only have one more update for you guys, and that is going to be next Wednesday when I am officially 12 weeks entering my 13th week, which means I will be exiting my first trimester, and I can wrap this video up. We can say, hey, I've told you everything about my first trimester. Energy-wise, I feel better. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm feeling considerably better. If I have a long work day or it's really hot outside, I am generally pretty tired by the end of the day, or if I have something that is like emotionally draining at all, I get pretty tired by the end of the day. I think that makes sense though. I did announce my pregnancy on my private socials yesterday, so that was really, really exciting to get to do. Everybody's really excited. I'm gonna make a post about it on my public socials when this video comes up, just to kind of cover all my bases so that everybody knows what's going on. It's also going to change some of the things with Clear Your Shit. I've talked about this in some vlogs and stuff that are going to come out later, but like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the Clear Your Shit mini this upcoming year, because I will be 3 months postpartum when that happens. So things like that. Am I going to take a maternity leave from making content in general? Probably, but what's that going to look like? These are things that I kind of have to think about for you guys, but if you have thoughts or feelings, I would love to hear about it. Symptom-wise also, I had to go to urgent care on Monday because I woke up and I couldn't move because my back hurt so badly. Saturday, or was it Sunday? Sunday, I groomed Cotter. I picked her up, put her on the counter, groomed her, put her down off the counter. My back hurt a little bit before that, but then after that it was like, oh wow, I'm in a lot of pain, and then it just increasingly got worse. By Monday I could not move comfortably. So we went to the doctor. Doctor was ready to give me all of these things that I could do, and then I said, oh, by the way, I'm pregnant, and then she said, just kidding, you can't do any of those things. So I have what is called a lumbar strain. Yes. It basically just means that the muscle got strained and it hurts for me to bend down and pick things up. So really not a lot of treatment for that when you're pregnant. A lot of stretching, a lot of back exercises. So I have been working on doing that. I think I'm going to, now that I have energy again, try to work out again on my lunch breaks. Because I think that will help me rebuild the muscle around my back. And prevent this in the future, which would be great. It's also about the time when I enter my second trimester, is going to be about the time that I need to start doing workouts that are specifically around like helping me when the baby is already here and then helping me with labor. So that'll be interesting to see how my workouts kind of change and like what my workout plan is going to look like. But yeah, I feel like a person, which is crazy because at the beginning of this video, I was like, I feel terrible. And now I'm like, yeah, I feel great. I did have to get a maternity pillow, mostly because of my back. It is helping a lot. I can't sleep on my stomach as comfortably as I used to. I am getting a little bit of a baby bump. I would show a picture, but most of the time, by the time I'm filming this, I have already eaten and had stuff to drink, so the bloating is still bloating. My digestion is still very slow, and it sucks, but it's fine. So yeah, we'll just have one more update after this and I will finish out the video and I will have experienced my whole first trimester with you guys. How's that? Obviously through vlogs and stuff, I eventually start talking about this, I think It's coming out in 2 weeks. This is coming out in 2 weeks. That's crazy. I have things I have to film that's gonna happen before this, and then this is gonna come out. I just wanted to get this over with. Get this over with because I am a small person, and so my body is going to start changing pretty quickly. I started showing pretty quickly because I am a small person. And I think that's just going to increase. I had some concerns. Another thing I had a concern about with my OB was I was afraid she was going to bring up my weight. So trigger warning, I'm going to talk about some weight here. I will not give exact numbers, but I'm going to talk about weight. Based on the BMI scale, I'm considered clinically obese. I was considered clinically obese before I got pregnant. I have only gained about 3 pounds in my first trimester, which is expected. 3 to 5 is about what's expected for the first trimester, and then that just kind of increases over time. I was nervous that my doctor was going to bring that up because I am not built like, when you think of someone who's considered obese, and I don't mean overweight, I mean obese, you don't think of someone who has the same build as me. Yes, I am not thin, but I don't look like someone who you would consider obese. And I think if I called myself that on the internet, someone would come fight me, reasonably so. And so I was still a little nervous that my OB would bring it up and talk about it as a concern, etc. She didn't bring it up. It wasn't a concern. My blood pressure is beautiful. So like the biggest concern about being clinically obese is low birth weight. I think low birth weight, prematurity, and high blood pressure. Those are the concerns. I have incredible blood pressure. I've always had really good blood pressure. It's why my heart condition was so hard for them to navigate, because my blood pressure is great. A lot of the time when people have the heart condition I have, their blood pressure is also going all over the place. Mine doesn't, and so it's hard to like treat it because most of the treatments is for blood pressure, and it just inherently helps heart. For me, I didn't need that. By the way, since getting pregnant, my heart feels fine. I haven't had a lot of issues with it going all over the place or me getting lightheaded, etc. Unless I don't eat enough, which that's on me. So yeah, things are good. Things are great. I'm feeling better. I'm getting better. Big things still that are bothering me, obviously, like I just said, is digestion, and then my back hurting, and I'm hoping that I can fix that. We're gonna start working on the nursery soon, and my mom ordered the crib, so the crib will be here on the day that I hit 12 weeks and start to exit out of my first trimester. So that's really exciting. Did I mention that baby seems big? Because that's scary. Haha, I'm in danger. That's how that feels.
There's a kid back there.
I'm in danger.
Baby is still measuring 4 days ahead of due date, so great. Great. That's terrifying. Cool. Either way, I'm excited. Things are exciting, and like getting to see baby and hear baby's heartbeat and like see that everything is still okay made me feel really good. We won't have another ultrasound until I hit about 20 weeks, so in about 2 months. And then we will have what's called the anatomy scan. The anatomy scan will show us if the head is okay and growing fine, and like if all the body parts are doing what they're supposed to do. That's also back in the past when people would find out the gender. I will be doing an NIPT test on Tuesday, which means 2 weeks from Tuesday, I will find out the gender, or rather the assigned sex at birth. I will find out the sex, and that'll be cool. That's not the only reason I'm doing that test. It tests for a lot of different chromosomal abnormalities. It is not a diagnostic test. It just says, hey, this is present or could be present, and then you go and have further testing done. But we're open to doing further testing because great, awesome. I'm very pro-science around here. Okay, this has been a really long update. I had that doctor's appointment, so I had a lot to talk about. But yeah, if you're still here in this video, I know this video is one of the longer ones that I've put out in a really long time. Thank you for hanging out. I know you probably saw me announce that I'm pregnant, and like for some people probably saw that I announced I was pregnant and then was like, cool, I'm done. And that's totally fair and understandable. Also, I hope that this doesn't change like the way that my audience feels about me. I have wanted children for a very long time. So I hope I never gave off the vibe that I did not want children and that you thought I was a child-free individual, and like that's one of the reasons you followed me or something. I know that happens for some people, but I've been pretty clear and open that I've wanted children, so hopefully not. But that's it. I will talk to you guys next week. Love you, bye. Hi, so I am officially exiting the first trimester. I am 12 weeks today, which means that I am entering into my 13th week, which means this is the last update for you guys for this video, for this big announcement video. How have I been feeling this week? Much better. My back injury is healing, so that's great and does feel better. I am still dealing with constipation. Do not love that. But it is starting to kind of smooth out a little bit, maybe. I liked our OB. I talked about that last week. We met her, liked her. Symptom-wise though, really all that I have, the exhaustion has mostly gone away. I'm not particularly nauseous. I did get pretty tired and nauseous yesterday, but that's because I had my first blood work done, my first pregnancy panel, and then, which was in Texas. They kind of require you to have this panel done that makes sure you don't have STDs, etc., as well as get your A1C checked, which is your blood sugar. And then also I had genetic testing done for the NIPT, which was I think like 8 vials of blood. Sorry if that bothers you, but yeah, it was about 8 vials of blood. It doesn't bother me. It was fine. Not a big deal. I overall have enjoyed the last couple of weeks. Hey, you're being rude. I've enjoyed the last couple of weeks and having energy. Like, we went to roller derby and stayed out late and it was great. I had a good time. I went ahead and got an extra large roller derby shirt because the season starts in January and I think we're still going to try to go to games, which will be great. What else? What if I throw him away in the trash? We did get the crib in, so that's super exciting. So this week, maybe this weekend, my plan is going to be to clean out the closet so that I can move the dresser into the closet and also clean out the dresser. And then I also want to clean off my vanity in my bedroom because my husband's going to use it as his desk temporarily, and then when baby comes we'll use it probably to change diapers and just like general baby things, because baby's not going to stay in the nursery for the first 6 months of its life. So yeah, nope, you can stay right here. What else? Pregnancy brain has kind of started. I will be mid-sentence and cannot remember what I'm talking about. I feel very scattered. It's like I finally have energy to do shit, but I don't have the brain to do shit. So that has been interesting. That's definitely been a time. I think we've got some of the decorations for the nursery, so we're gonna do that probably when we rearrange things in the nursery. So probably when Aiden has his next days off, we'll rearrange some of those things and maybe build the crib. I'll invite my mom over to build the crib though. She's very excited about that. She bought the crib, so and it is the crib that should grow with my child into toddlerdom, and then we'll just move them into the full-size bed that we have already in that room. We'll turn that into a floor bed and just have baby in that when they get older. But yeah, so my first trimester, how would I rank it? 0 out of 5 stars. This bitch has sucked. It has been bad. I have not enjoyed it, and I never want to do this shit again. Ever again. Like, ever again. I do kind of have a baby bump now. I'm not going to show you because I don't want to get up and deal with him, but I do kind of have a baby bump now. The baby can hear vibrations. That's crazy. And yeah, that's where we're at. I hated my first trimester. And I have had a very easy first trimester. So I kind of also keep waiting for the shoe to drop, right? Like I got pregnant pretty easily. I had a very easy first trimester compared to some other people. Didn't feel easy to me, but compared to some people. So I'm just like, what's wrong? So yeah, so that's it. This is the video. Normally, I say if you enjoyed this video or you want more content like this, don't, let me know. I'm not gonna make another video like this. I want this to be the only first trimester that I ever go through for the rest of my life. But my whole channel is not going to be this. It is not my vlogs. I am going to talk about this because this is something that I am personally experiencing in the day-to-day. But my channel is not going to become like a lifestyle thing. It's going to focus on books. I'm going to focus on books. Will I talk about kids books? Possibly, but I've talked about kids books on my channel before having children. So, but that's it. Again, I feel weird doing my normal closeout. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and share because this is not my normal content. And if you stuck around for this whole video, cool. It's a long one. So congrats and thank you for listening to me yap about being pregnant and how hard this shit has been. Truly, thank you. I appreciate you. we are very excited for the next chapter. We should find out about the sex in a couple of weeks. And yeah, I think that'll be it. If anything negative happens before I post this video, I might not post this video, and there just may not be a video during the week, and I'll just put a disclaimer on the vlog for Thursday. But so far things have been going really smoothly, so yeah, that's it. That's all. That's the first trimester done. Okay, thanks, bye.